One quattro gusti pizza, please. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese. Gusti. What was that, Mitch? That's not the usual intro music. Sounded dreadful. Right, back to the poem. One quattro gusti pizza, please. Extra pepperoni, extra cheese, and hold the anchovies. And while you're at it, throw in a little bit of spicy salsa for my sweet Siamese samba siren, Suzanne. That was a poem called Hot Pizza Woman from a listener who has described himself in recent correspondence as a big fan of the show, which is humbling. And his name is Paul. And I'm starting to get a bit suspicious, and I'm starting to think I'm being the victim of a cruel wheeze, because in the last two shows, we've had Alex, Bill, and Paul submitting poems, and I would say the chance of there being three separate individuals in Cooma, with the first, same, and last names, or the same first and last names, rather, is quite remote, to say the least. I'd give it maybe 5% chance out of 100%, being generous. Could well be 2%, of course. But being a man of science, I can't entirely discount the possibility that there are indeed three separate people in Cooma named Alex, Bill, and Paul. So if that's the case, fellows, please keep sending in your poems. And gals. We need a few gals to send in a few poems too. They're a good way to start the show. But if this is a wheeze, then just joke's over, and I'll use some Wordsworth instead. Good laugh, well done. Right. This is Jammin with the Packman, despite the techno intro, and I am Stuart Packham, your host, joined, of course, by my faithful hound of a producer, Mitch. Down, boy, down! Get down! Oh, if you're good, I'll give you a nice hard bone to chew on. Right, this week's episode of Jammin' with the Packman is brought to you by Cooma Computers. Move over Hewlett-Packard, move over Nintendos, move over IBM, because Cooma Computers is the new kid on the block, powered by high-speed Pentiums and giving you full RAM in your hard drive. Look through Windows and play showstoppers like Call of Duty, Human Sims, or Grand Auto Thief. You be the judge. All the while going online and surfing the net. The wind will whistle through your hair with top-speed modems, faster than Superman. A further local celebrity and former host of the Today Show, Steve Liebman, once bought a computer from Cooma Computers, and the proprietors assure me that despite a small fault involving his computer's power supply, his experience was nevertheless, quote, reasonably positive. So, not buying a computer from Cooma Computers simply does not compute, error. That's Cooma Computers, located eastbound of the Monaro Freeway, 2 doors down from the Cooma Food Hole, which, incidentally, I am told is a face-jammingly good dining experience. Alright then, we are moving along. Oh, hang on a sec. Phone call. We have a phone call error. It was a phone call, so, hello, caller, you are live and on the air.
Yeah, hi. This is Paul.
I'm sorry, who? Who is this?
It's Paul.
Yes?
You just read my poem out at the start called Hot Pizza Woman.
Right, okay, yes, Paul.
I just wanted to call and tell you that despite what you said, I'm a real person. Alright, my name's not some kind of joke, okay?
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry. Look, mate, I get enough grief about having a name like Paul without you making fun of it on your shit-ass radio show.
Hey! Watch the language, alright? Just be careful.
And if you didn't like my poem, why did you read it out then, hey? Answer me that.
Well, because there wasn't anything else to say at the start, and, you know, there was a small chance that...
Shut up, you idiot.
Hey! Just careful, alright?
Why don't you take your stupid radio show and stick it up your ass?
Well, you can't stick a radio show up your ass, can you? It's a concept. It's not a thing that you can stick up your ass. All right? Well, looks like we've lost him. So, that was Paul. So, he does exist. So, there's egg on my face. But I did say expressly that I couldn't discount the possibility that there were 3 separate people with the same first and last names. I did say that. So, look, there's a mathematical proof right there, as Einstein would say. E equals MC. What, Mitch? Yes, squared. So, look, I humbly apologise to Paul, and I regret what I said about Hot Pizza Woman not being very good. I'm a big man, I can do that. Alan Jones made his apologies about his comments about Julia Gillard's father. John Laws apologised about saying that a 6-year-old was sexually provocative. And I, accordingly, in keeping with my compatriots Alan and John, make my apologies for rubbishing Hot Pizza Woman by Paul. Miso Sally. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that either. I'm sorry about that one as well. I'll add that one to the mix. That it's not solly, as Asians say, or don't say. Just regular, plain old sorry. Sorry for the racism too. Right. Okay. We're off to a bit of a rough start this morning, so it's time now for our first guest. Colin Fitzpatrick is a world-ranked squash player born and raised in Bega, New South Wales. But we don't hold that against him. And if there's one man who's used to being hot, sweaty, and handling balls, it's me. It's him. God. Sorry, you've got me all aflutter here, Colin. I'm all aflutter with you in the studio. Please welcome the very athletic Colin Fitzpatrick.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, it is amazing to have you on. Now, you've just come back from conquering the Australian Squash Open in Canberra, what did you come?
I came first.
First place. That is amazing. That's really good.
Thanks.
So did you win like a gold medal or a trophy or something gold? Or
I won the Australian Squash Cup. It's made of silver, I think.
Shining silver. Fantastic. 92% silver.
I don't know, mate.
Well, you know, Colin, I'm a squash player myself. I actually play in the Cooma Penance League.
Good to hear.
I use a head racket. Head.
Yeah, head rackets are excellent.
Head is top notch. Maybe we could have a game while you're in town.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go on Wednesday night.
I think Wednesday's out for me, unfortunately.
Well, what nights work for you? I mean, I've got a fair bit of time up my sleeve. This radio gig's one of the only things that I do, so...
Well, look, to be honest, Stuart, I'm just trying to have a bit of a break from squash at the moment. I'm just back visiting my parents.
What about just one game, just a hit around? Just a one roll around the court? That should be it?
No, really, I don't even have my racket with me.
I'll buy you one, and we'll play shirts and skins. I'll be shirts, you be skins. How about that?
Why do we need to play shirts and skins? I mean, there's only 2 of us.
Alright, well, I'll be skins as well. That way there's no confusion at all, so it's fine.
Or we could just play with our shirts on. There's still no confusion that way.
Could do that. I should say I like to play Chicago rule squash, so...
What the hell are Chicago rules?
What's Chicago rules, he asks. First to 9, service wins the point.
Right.
Did you know that was called Chicago rules?
No, I didn't know.
Well, it is, and it's usually played skins as well, like in downtown Chicago, so...
Well, I'm surprised, I guess, to hear that they were playing squash in downtown Chicago. I think you might be thinking about basketball.
No, my young Padawan. Seems you have much to learn, says I. Yeah, it's Yoda, so...
You seem pretty keen about playing in skins. What about I just take my shirt off right now?
What? Why?
Just so I'm prepared for our game. Do you want me to take my shirt off right now?
Well, that's probably inappropriate. It's probably not...
oh, well, why not? It's a radio show. No one's going to see except for you. You obviously want me to do it.
No, I don't. That's rubbish. I don't want you to take your shirt off.
No, I'll do it. Here we go. I'll just slip it off.
That's just unnecessary. Well, You're.
You all right?
We're playing Chicago's.
I really got to stretch out here. I'm so stiff.
Right. Okay. Maybe it's time for some music now, Mitch. Yeah.
I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man.
Mitch, that is highly inappropriate and inappropriate. I told you that I'm not into that music. So, I brought in some Fleetwood Mac. That's what I asked you to play, Mitch. So why don't you play Fleetwood Mac? Okay? This is You Make Loving Fun by Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac with You Make Loving Fun. Now, it's time to do a bit of tech talk. We are, of course, all living in an age of wonder. And when I was a young lad, I remember poking away with a machine called a Spell and Math, which amused me no end. And but these days, of course, we've got Cray, supercomputers, and the whole works. So where she stops, nobody knows. You be the judge. But what I did pick up recently was this new iPhone 5. And let me tell you, I've never seen anything like it before. And I am particularly fond of this Siri functionality, it's called, which Mitch assures me I can ask anything. So, for instance, here we go. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Hello, Siri. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
That's okay?
Okay.
Siri, can you please book me and Colin a squash court for Wednesday night?
Would you like me to search the web for a Siri? Can you please book me a squash court for Wednesday night?
No. Me and Colin would like to play squash, so can you please book us a court? Thank you.
Why, thanks.
No. Book a squash court. Book squash court.
What kind of place are you looking for? Courthouses or bookstores?
Squash court. Squash court. Squash court Cooma. Me and Colin squash. Squash for Colin.
Would you like me to search the web for a rhyme? Squash court, white court, west court, Cooma.
Forget about it. That is a disaster. I don't know why you convinced me to buy that. That's useless to me. So why don't we try something that's actually... How about this? Why don't I try this? Let's see what happens. Siri, I'm on fire. I've got to record it. Siri, hang on. Oh. Siri, I'm on fire.
I found 12 fire stations. 8 of them are fairly close to you.
Well, that's great, isn't it? That's great. So instead of calling 000, it just says there's a look up fire engines. So that's a dud. I was hoping to have a whole interview with Siri in this segment. So now what am I going to do? No? I have to go to the audience, ask you guys a few questions, and you guys can call in. So what's a good question? How tall is the tallest person you've ever met? 124399112. Just call in when you get a moment. Another question might be, do you think that democracy is well suited to Syria? That's probably a bit depressing. What about, what's your favourite colour? Jelly bean. How about that one? That's a good question. Aha, a caller. Good stuff. A real human person and not Siri. Who shall it be? Who could it be? Caller, you are on the air. What is your favourite colour? Jelly bean and or who is the tallest person you've ever met?
Remember me?
Is this President Obama? Mitch, I told you to get President Obama. Did you get President Obama on the show? That is, well, hello.
It ain't no President Osama.
President Obama. President Obama. No, it's not.
Guess where I am?
Well, guess where who is? I don't know who this is. Who am I speaking to? Hello?
Ain't none of your business who this is.
Oh, yes, I remember you. My old pal, the lunatic from America.
Well, I ain't in America no more, pal.
Well, where are you then? Are you on the moon? Or...
I'm in Canberra, Australia.
You're in our great nation's capital.
You bet your ass.
115 kilometres north of Cooma, the jewel of regional New South.
That's affirmative.
What are you doing in Canberra?
You don't listen so good, do you?
Well, I try to, but look, my hearing is not the best. It's getting worse. I sleep on my left ear these days because I can't hear anything. It's like there's an earplug in there. So I bought some Ceramol.
Shut up.
Sorry, okay. Yep.
I told you a few weeks ago that I was going to kill you.
Yes, I haven't forgotten that. I remember that part.
Well, I wasn't just making sidled threats, you understand?
I think you mean idle threats, not sidle threats. Threats don't sidle. So,
Whatever.
Well, I thought you were making idle threats. I thought that was just guff.
Well, it's not. I'm here.
So you've come from the USA to Canberra to what?
That's right, to kill you.
But what did I ever do to you? Well, hey?
Just think you're so smart.
No, I told you last time, I don't think I'm smart. I worked for a mid-tier law firm when I was younger, specifically on workmen's compensation claims. And then I packed that in, and I had a disastrous spell at Triple M in Perth. And then I moved to Cooma.
You think you're so smart.
I opened up a bookshop cafe that went down the gurgler, and the liquidators got called in. So, what part of that says I'm smart, hey?
You just wait right there in that studio, you son of a bitch. I'm coming to get you.
No! Well, that's just great! Hey? Mitch? This is serious now. I told you last time to contact President Obama about this, and you didn't. You've let me down. Now look what's happened. So this maniac is coming out from America and he says he's going to kill me. So I blame you, Mitch. You are to blame. You didn't call the president. There's blood on your hands. So what am I supposed to do now? Hey, I have to finish the show. So we need to take some countermeasures. All right, Mitch, I just barricade. So I don't know, use one of the bookshelves. Do we have any masking tape? Well, you make an X on the window with the masking tape like Mulder did in X-File. I don't know what putting the masking tape on the window does, Mitch. Just do it. It's something about snipers, I think. I don't want to be hit by a sniper. That would be an ignominious end, yes? Yes. So just keep your eyes peeled for the headlights outside, okay? Eyes peeled. So, and I wonder if, if Mitch, you're full of bright ideas. Well, how about this? What about this? Oh, Siri, there's an assassin coming to kill me. What should I do?
Would you like me to search the web for all Siri, a business person gonna kill me? What should I do?
Well, that's great, isn't it? More useless crap from Siri. So, this is Jammin with a Packman, and it seems that I have an assassin on my trail, like Martin Luther King or JFK. He says he's coming from Canberra, but he can't make it to Cooma, I know, in 23 minutes. So we will just have to hit the road as soon as the show's over, okay, Mitch? So just lights out and off the door. Lights out and off the door. Out the door, right? Oh, great! Who's this? Another person who's going to kill me. Yes, hello. Who have we got? Is it actually about jelly beans or knowing tall people?
It's me again.
Oh, great. Oh, okay. So do you want me to give you directions for how to kill me or what?
Well, I thought I'd just tell you.
Yes, I'm all ears.
That I'm just having you on, mate.
What do you mean just having me on? What's happened to your accent?
Oh, I'm just messing around with you. I'm not actually coming to kill you.
But aren't you an assassin hot on my trail, or?
No, and I'm not American. So...
You're not American. So, no Obama or...
And, why would some American care about a radio host in Cooma?
Well, I think maybe they identified future talent.
Yeah, well, it was pretty funny. So.
Oh, you just think it's funny, do you? Can you get the bleep MIDI ready, Mitch? You think it's funny to just fuck about? Oh, you missed it, Mitch. With people's emotions.
I should also add that I'm Paul.
You're Paul as well, and Alex, and Bill, I guess, as well. Is that right?
Yep. Have you been enjoying my poems, mate?
No, I haven't been enjoying your poems, mate. They're shit poems. Do you understand? Shit poems. And from now on, we'll be starting with music or some Shakespeare or something like that, alright?
Oh, now you're just hurting my feelings.
Oh, I don't care if I'm hurting your feelings, you idiot. You're an idiot. You're a bloody waste of space. So clear off. So it looks like old Muggins here has really been the victim of a cruel wheeze. Kind of demoralising, really, isn't it? Oh, why I bother? It's one guy doing all the poems. Well, I guess there's only one thing for it, and that's for a musical break. So it's time to go back to when things were simpler. Let's go to the 80s. For some music, when the USSR was still around, and music sounded a little something like this. No! It didn't bloody sound like that, Mitch, alright? Now is not the time. I don't even know why I bother with this. Look, I've got some Elton John on the counter. Just put in Elton John, and that's it. I am getting out of here. Take the X's off the window, remove the barricades, and fine. See you later. Next time. Bye, Siri.